they're like, what are you going to cast on your turn? I'm like, polymorph. And then like, I'm this rabbit all of a sudden.
That actually works too well.
Previously on Basement Discourse.
Fuck.
There we go. That's, we done.
Yes.
And action. Right on
so
cue.
proud of himself.
Right on
I love
cue.
it.
Do you have that thing like wired up ready? Just like pull a cord and it just falls down?
It's like a signal to, you know, like when girls go on dates and they have the like secret code for the phone call, like, oh, I'm sorry your pie didn't work out, but it's like, fucking call me back in 10 minutes saying my mum's dying so I can leave this date. That's his signal to everybody to come save him. His
I
light
have no
falls
idea
down.
about this code. Women don't do that for me.
I have been involved in one of these codes against my knowledge and probably against my will. I know mutual friend of ours won't name them on the show. Rang another mutual friend of ours and messaged and was like, "Hey, on this date, it's not going great. I kind of want to bail, but I don't know what to do." The other friend was on his way to meet me and just went, "Tell her your friend Kendall is about to jump off a bridge, and you need to talk him out of it."
Which
They told me, I'm like, why am I jumping off a bridge? Why do I need to be involved?
Yeah. You didn't.
Why is it
Need to be
in
like,
that?
yeah, I don't want to bang you
What?
and just leave the table.
Yeah, like, sorry, got a
people don't
thing.
want an
No,
awkward
it's like I need to be jumping off a bridge.
You know what would be hilarious is if
And
to be
if I
fair,
was-
I wouldn't
if
leave
I
a date
was-
for that.
And I really hope that person's like watching this episode. Because they'll be like, wait a minute.
He really
I
was
remember that.
That guy
You know what
was
would be even funnier is if the person that they were trying to bail on was actually like a crisis management person. They're like, right, let's fucking do this. This is my thing.
Yeah, well,
Like, let's
Fucking
do this. Let's
AFP
go.
negotiator.
They like get on the phone, call you immediately, like, don't do it, son. You've got a lot to live for. There's at least 3 seasons of a show on YouTube coming out with your name on it.
I'm just sitting there like, what's going on? What am I not doing?
I mean, I was about to beat off, but I guess I won't now.
Yeah, shit. Yeah.
Or maybe I will. Danger.
Abstinence only from now on. All right.
Christian podcast now.
1 hour later.
I can't remember what the fuck we were talking about.
Talking about the D&Ds, yo.
No, we
Me
were...
jumping off a bridge, apparently.
Yeah, there was you jumping off a bridge.
Furries.
Avoiding dates and how best to do that.
Yeah, just don't
I mean-
accept one from Brady, really.
That's it. Yeah. That's
You may-
the bottom
Daddy.
line.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah, so...
that's Daddy Brady to you.
Oh, that. Hang on.
1 eternity later.
Justin, since you're fucking hosting, do you want to like say what the hell's going on? Who's
He
going-
tried
we're just
and then we
talking
laughed
shit.
at the
Like
light.
my light fell down. I started talking about jumping
That
off
was
a
the
bridge.
intro. That was pretty much the intro. So so 10 minutes in. Welcome, guys. to Basement Discourse.
I just started the timer. This episode's going longer.
Fucking hell. It always does. Every
Yeah.
one of them.
Sorry.
Yeah,
To the
sorry.
last. So you're with us today with the usual 3, Jace, Brady, and myself, but we also have a guest, and you've seen him at least once before on this show, maybe twice.
Maybe 3 times if
maybe
Brady gets
thrice.
his fucking act together.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe he pulls his finger out and gets this special out before this comes out.
Look, I'm trying, but like stuff with Kendall is slippery. It's a challenge.
Ha.
Yeah, you should really use a tissue before you pull on it. You're welcome.
Yep.
The aviators are too much for me. I can't do it.
The aviators are back.
Guys,
It's so you never have to look him in the eyes.
we talking about the greatest movie of all time, Top Gun Maverick.
I was about to say Top Gun.
What's over your arm, by the way?
It's my sword.
I like that they're censoring it.
It's
So,
a censored sword.
yeah, it's so we don't get demonetized.
Yeah, because YouTube doesn't like anything that's phallic.
Well, then Brady should get off because he's a fucking dick.
That's fair. That's only fair.
Look,
I'm
we
trying
should
to
probably
copy
like, I
Jace's
don't know,
tattoos with my hair color. I need
talk
out.
about like something.
Sports. Yeah.
You know. Oh yeah, that's
Sports.
right. We're gonna spin it to sports. So
Oh yeah. So
Top 5
Overwatch League.
quarterbacks of all time. Go.
Bros, I actually know none of those.
wait, I used to
Oh my god,
like
where am I?
Denver
Is
Broncos.
Tom Brady a sports
We're on
person?
sports chat.
Yeah,
feel
yeah,
like
he was
Tom
quarterback
Brady
for
I
New
thought
England
I was picturing
Patriots.
baseball.
Was
for sure.
for the Patriots who moved somewhere.
Oh,
I just
how
get
how
excited because I heard
interesting.
my name and I was like, oh, that's a person that isn't me. It doesn't happen
That's
often.
also his
Trust
last name.
you to have.
I feel like
your
most
vanity
people aren't
that
you,
high.
Brady.
What?
That's kind of a good thing, though, isn't it?
It's a good thing for the world.
Well, it was until you decided to procreate.
Fairness. Currently, he doesn't look that much like me, so he's doing all right.
In the looks department, yeah, maybe.
He's doing fine. He does have a thing for black and white pictures, though, so he could be a bit weeb.
Oh no.
Watching that vintage porn.
Monkey.
That's all I thought of with black and white pictures. But you know,
Jesus.
Oh,
We're
God.
talking about babies right now, Jason. Your brain went to porn.
Yeah, that's.
oh,
broke.
This is one of those
Oh my
episodes I have to
God. I
explain
think
to my
that's-
partner
that's-
isn't
that's being
totally
cut.
fucked. It's just.
There's just going to be a lot of
no.
cutting. There's going to be a lot of cuts. Don't worry about it.
No, I'm not
Never
emo
any
anymore.
cuts.
We don't do
There's
that
never any
anymore.
cuts.
Ha, pussy.
Right.
What the hell
well,
is
Seth's holding the
God.
fucking
fucking
sword.
hell.
I got the.
Sword on his arm.
Sword and aviators. It can only mean one thing. D&D and Spelljammer combined.
All right, so where are we
There we
starting?
go.
then?
That's a segue.
They've,
Yeah,
That's
so
a segue.
explain to me what I
because they
thought
were previously
Spelljammer-
not combined.
Spelljammer.
Spelljammers.
I want some
Wizard's
spelljammers.
pajamas.
I thought Spelljammer, Jammer,
Jammer.
Jammer. Double M.
was like just like another D&D expansion thing.
Look,
Is that not?
to
Setting.
start with, that's what I thought. I was like, oh, okay, so it's just like a campaign book.
Yeah.
It's more. It's definitely more than that. So it's almost its own thing. I don't know if it's got everything you need all in the 3 books you get with it. Like, I don't know if
3?
you had no idea about D&D, if you could just grab the Spelljammer stuff and just start going from there. I don't know if you need like more.
I think
I
it,
think the other things would help, but
They definitely would. Yeah,
I
I'm not
think
sure if they're like.
if you-
a
it's still
necessity.
5e rules, so like a player's handbook and a dungeon master's guide won't go out of.
yeah, like a core
Yeah,
right.
core rule book and then Spelljammer on top should get you going.
It'd be awesome to have a lot, but I'm not sure if like worst case you just want to do Spelljammer, whether you could just get away with just grabbing it and then just going from there. I don't know if there's a
If
base
you
set of
only
rules
wanted
in
to
there.
use, if you only wanted to use like the Spelljammer classes and race options, I don't see why not.
Yeah. So it comes jam packed with 3 books, as I said. One of them's a bestiary, one of them's an adventure, and the other one is like a mix of the DM guide plus adventure, like player handbook sort of in between. So it's got a bit of both. So it's for both the players and the DM to have a look through.
So it does sound like they've tried to set you up from scratch.
Pretty much, yeah. But I'm not sure if they have enough rules in there for you to be able to like go all the way through, like
No,
just be able to play.
I haven't
So
received mine yet, but I would assume
I would
like
assume
player's
not.
handbook and stuff. Sorry, this is my
The
my
royalty
mic
of it,
stand-
I
my
haven't
mic-
received mine yet. Hang on, do you
my
get it
mic
for free?
stand is
What
here, and I was
this?
trying to
The
fix
royalty
it,
of
but
my...
everything except
I
my
haven't
hand.
received mine.
Oh.
The peasants haven't printed it on gold lead for me yet.
Gold
Gold
lead.
and lead.
It's got to be
Slowly
Superman
drives me
proof and
insane.
valuable.
Yeah, sorry, I was trying to find my way around saying I haven't been able to afford it yet. So I've done the old like, oh, mine's in the mail.
I'm still on the fence as to whether I really actually want it because I'm not a huge fan of like spacey stuff all that much.
You know what?
I 100% do.
The moment I saw Spelljammer, because I didn't know Spelljammer was a thing. You know, I'm a bit of a scrub with D&D. But when I saw Spelljammer, I was like, holy shit, this is totally my thing. Fucking
Yeah.
space and
Yeah.
D&D.
For sure.
Fucking sign me
It's
right
like-
up.
I think it actually, the more I looked into it, the more I was like, you know what, this actually does sound pretty dope, and it could be a lot of fun. Like the adventure.
So we
they
do
give
keep
you
interrupting
sounds cool.
you. What's the?
Oh yeah.
So get that up.
Let's start again. yeah.
What's the
interrupt some
premise of
more.
it? Yeah.
So, Spelljammer. It is basically a space-related D&D setting. So
But
you're
not
jumping
Star Wars.
between
Astral Sea.
different. Yes, Astral Sea. That's the one. Astral Sea, space pirates, some goofy NPCs along the way. You can play as 6 or 8 new playable characters. Races. 6. Yeah.
Astral Elf, Gif, Plasmoid, Autognome, Hadozi, and Three Cream.
3 cren.
I
3.
I have too many tongues to pronounce this shit. Okay, it's awkward.
Yes. So-
Quality over quantity, Jace. What have I told you?
And I
My
can't
begs
do
to
it
differ.
very well with a tongue ring, as we consistently discover. So everything has to be.
I'm
left to
actually not
Justin
sure if
most
it's
of the
3
time.
cren or. I always thought it was 3 cren, but I played a game with someone, like we did like a 2 hours Spelljammer thing, and he was saying 3 cren. I was like, oh, is that how it's said? I never looked it up though.
I literally take anyone's word for it because I have no idea.
I love them
Like-
though. They're like insect
So-
people.
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah, very cool.
Futuristically, because I always think of D&D as like fantasy, somewhat medieval.
It's still somewhat
or is it-
fantasy. It's just mystical. Like it's
No.
just like
Yeah, so it's
More
not.
Flash Gordon than Star Wars, if that makes sense.
yes.
Yeah,
exactly
so
Flash
it's not.
Gordon.
It's not
Yeah.
sci-fi. It's fantasy.
Yeah.
The best
yeah,
way to
it's
approach it.
fantasy and like almost in space.
Like
The-
there's
the
literal
spaceships-
ships in space.
Like
Yeah.
the spaceships are sailing ships that happen to be going through the astral sea. There's no like
Okay,
warp
cool.
drive, you know,
like and they
laser
literally are
beam sort
like
of thing.
could
Yeah.
be pirate ships flying through space, or they'll be like sea-looking creatures or insectoid-looking creatures. Some of them can land in oceans when they land in that planet, or they'll like just land on the ground, like just
Yeah.
be like land moving vessels and stuff. Like so, yeah, it's
Magic.
pretty whack.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
cool.
It's still magic. So, yeah, not space, sort of.
Yeah, it's
Somewhat.
it
It's
is
astral
it is
sci-fi.
but
It's
it is
astral,
but it
but it
isn't.
ain't.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's cool.
So they're not walking around
Yeah.
with
Keen on
lasers and
that.
shit, like laser beams
Yeah.
anyway. So yeah,
Yeah, it was definitely one of the
Beastry is
most
pretty cool.
popular settings, like back in the earlier editions, and I think some people have wanted like an official 5e version of it for a while now,
yeah.
and so they're finally delivered. And I mean, I've only played like a 2-hour game with it, where I was an astral elf, but wow, like I want to be an auto gnome so much. They're just mechanical
Yeah.
gnomes
Yeah.
that have gained sentience somehow. And Hadozi are
cool.
essentially spider monkeys, like they can glide. But they got this
Oh,
really
that's
weird
cool.
mechanic, which is like for every 5 feet they drop, they get to glide up. Is it like 10 or 20 feet or something like that? So some people were starting to do the math, and they were like, so you could get 150 feet of movement in a turn if you have something to climb first.
Oh damn.
Hell yeah.
That is broken as hell.
Yeah, but then you have to be like, how are you getting this 150 feet of movement? You're like, okay, well, first I jump up this much, then I fall this much, and then I go up this much, then I purposely fall
Oh,
this much
God.
again, and then I go this much.
This is exactly why they built 5th edition, to try and break all of these like cycles of numbers. But oh well.
Yeah.
We're always going to find exploits.
Yep.
So it comes with its own setting. It comes with a fairly short sort of paged campaign. So I think it's got 12 sections to the campaign.
Yep.
But from what I was reading, the chapters can be literally 2 or 3 pages at a time. So it's actually like a little bit scarce in the content side of things. The assumption is that they had to make 3 books to fit this whole setting. And so they were probably limited on words. Like they were limited on how much they were able to actually put in there and pay and print and all the rest of it. You know, you're printing 3 books as opposed to 1 where the normal standards are. Usually you pay for an adventure, you get a 320 page book. This is 3 books that equate to roughly that. So, and that's going to cost you more to print. So,
But
yeah.
like they're also selling it on D&D Beyond, so a
They
whole
are.
bunch of it doesn't even need to be printed.
this is also true. And they also did a lot of artwork, a lot more artwork in this one as well, which I think they needed because it's a totally different sort of realm. And
I fucking
ideas.
love the artwork, as you might be
Yeah,
able to tell by
dope
my
as hell.
wallpaper though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
so
see
the
that.
artwork is sick. You get a DM screens, which is cool. And the bestiary I think is only about 50 creatures, but it equates to 72 stat blocks all up because of some of the creatures having like 4 different ways about them. So there's 2 different dragons that have 4 different evolutions.
space
76 monsters, by
Of
the
course,
way.
there's space dragons. Yeah.
Yeah. But they're like
Space dragon
one of the
sounds
monsters
fucking
will start
wicked.
as a wormling and work his way up to like a full ancient dragon. So yeah, it has its different forms, almost like Pokemon.
Adult lunar dragon sounds fucking badass.
Yeah.
I think as much as a like an adventure module of Spelljammer sounds cool, I just love the homebrew element of it. Like you just get the settings for the space, some of the space combat ideas and some of the things, and just be like, okay, where do you guys want to go? We're going to this planet. Okay,
That's
what's
right.
this planet like? Like you can have a
Full
really long, fleshed out. Like it can go forever if you want. Like just like jumping between different planets and what
Yeah.
happens
You're
in
not so
between
limited
place
to,
to
like-
place.
You know what
It
would
is-
have been a good collab? Do you remember No Man's Sky?
Oh yeah.
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 The one that got a recent update that apparently makes it heaps better than it
Yeah,
was
yeah. 6
already.
years later. Yeah. Yep.
But it was already like it is a pretty cool idea. The problem is like you don't run out of things to do, but you run out of things to do. Like there's
You
only
run out
so
of
much-
interest or something. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Like,
sure did.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a really cool idea. It was just like, how big can we make something because we're making it different? You would definitely explain it better than me, Jace. But am I
Procedurally
wrong
generated.
in assuming that that game would be a good collab with this in a way? Like there'd be a way to do that where it's like
not quite, because it is very sci-fi focused, whereas
Yeah,
this
okay.
is very fantasy set. You'd be better
Yeah.
off doing like
Or
a
just to create the worlds that you would discover with the
Oh, yeah,
monsters
if-
on them.
I
Because No
reckon if
Man's
you
Sky
wanna-
had unique thousands and thousands
because of
and
the
thousands of worlds.
procedural
Yeah.
generation. Yeah,
As
Yeah.
all DMs, like we rip off whatever content we can
Oh, yeah.
find when we're homebrewing. So something like No Man's Sky or whatever the upcoming Bethesda game is, which is like Elder Scrolls but in space or something.
Starfield.
Yeah.
It's like that
Starfield.
sort of thing.
Yep.
So
What?
anything
I haven't heard
or-
about this.
yeah.
Was
Oh,
it
yeah,
it's
E3
gonna
like
be massive,
16
like-
years ago? You cow.
But apparently their planets are looking pretty scarce on that too, though. So I would take like Avatar, even like the movie Avatar.
Yeah.
Like
Oh yeah, and
Picturing
it's
that as like an-
unobtainium.
yeah.
They,
just that
they were
setting,
obtaining
though,
a
like,
lot
would
of
be
it. That's
sick.
all I'm gonna say.
Given the name,
I know
were-
they didn't get the final one under the
because
big
they
tree,
told
but that
America
machine was
they
going
couldn't
for a
have it.
while.
The
Yeah.
name said
Also,
unobtainable, and
16
Americans
years
are like,
ago-
fuck.
The game was formally announced at E3 press conference 2018, so that's not
Yeah.
exactly. And it's also announced for next year. Um,
I want to check your maths there.
Unob-
Is
Starfield.
2018 more or less than 16 years ago?
you can't ask me. Whenever I do a roll in D&D, I have to be like, Justin, that's what I rolled. You work out what they work out to be.
Minus 2018.
I literally had to buy a tablet to play at the table D&D so it can do the math for me.
Well, D&D Beyond is going to be...
I've got to do like the new way of doing maths where you do like every possible combination and then minus them from each other.
Oh, yeah.
I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. Math is for nerds, and I don't want any part of it.
Except for D&D. Then it's
Nah, I let my DM deal with that.
That's
Sorry,
true.
I have to
D&D
run
Beyond.
these numbers through the computer in a sec.
Crunch
sorry.
these numbers, but I think it's around at
It's
least...
for
You
you.
divide every third fraction
Oh, less
by the
than
square
what we said.
root.
Fuck me. Anyway,
but-
Spelljammer
yeah.
seems fucking cool.
Look, I think it sounds
does.
dope, actually. Like, space pirates and shit, I'm all for that. And they sound like they have some really kooky NPCs inside of the story, which kind of actually makes me feel like I want to play it, because it just sounds like different and goofy and fun.
So
it
like
could
a
be cool.
one-shot special coming on soon?
Fuck no. If this thing's an adventure, it's levels 5 to 8. There's like 12 different chapters of it, which
Yeah,
I assume
you
that
just
they'll take
you just
3 to
fucking
4
homebrew
hours.
your shit.
I was gonna say homebrew
Well,
the
yeah,
shit
of course
out
we
of
can
it.
homebrew it, yeah. But yeah, I mean, if I'm gonna buy all that content, which is likely gonna be 150 to 200 Aussie dollaroonies, then I'm gonna make it count.
So, if you could please like and subscribe so we could start getting paid for this shit.
That'd be
And
nice.
subscribe to my OnlyFans. Free nipples for everyone.
He's a rabbit.
Can we get a preview?
Subscribe to my OnlyFriends.
Only friends. The most married guy ever.
And yet the least married guy.
Finally, I am wearing a wedding ring though you might not believe it. Because when my brother got married recently, the person who's supposed to be bringing the rings wasn't me, someone else. Didn't bring them. So everyone's like, do people here have like rings we could borrow? And I've got this D20 spinner ring.
Oh my god.
And I was like, will that do? And they're like, it fits, it'll have to do.
What the shit?
And the bride had something. I think the bride got like my mum's engagement ring from back then, so that had some sentimental. But the only thing my brother could have was my bloody D20 spinner ring, which I'd forgot to take off. It's probably not the most wedding appropriate thing, but yeah, I'm wearing a wedding ring, technically speaking.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's
hilarious.
I'm not.
Yeah,
yeah, me neither.
Not even your Prince Albert. Albert? What? Real? What? Kendall?
No,
a Prince Albert. It's like a Lebret and a Prince Albert, but joined.
I guess I could do that. I've got some spare needles.
Just a chain coming up from one to the other.
Anyway, moving on.
Fucking hell. Like moving away from that. So Spelljammer, I think it could be pretty cool. The reviews are kind of mixed on it, but I think it's really going to come down to the individual liking it or not.
I have zero faith on D&D nerds offering me any kind of review that I would actually trust in any way, shape, or form.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Especially that fucking guy.
That's exactly.
No, we need to make sure exactly where.
Can you lean back a little bit for me, Jace?
No.
Oh yeah.
He leans all the way back.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, I'm glad we worked that out. So
no, my brain was going nuts because all I could read was toe, and I was like, toe what? Yeah, that's fine.
3 toes for every OnlyFans
OnlyFans
sub.
Toe Jammer.
Toe Jammer, no.
Toe Jammer, that's the one-shot title. It's Spelljammer, but with toes.
Jeez.
Do you know how many fucking YouTube subs we would get for that?
That's
Toe
true,
Jammer.
Dude, more feet
content.
More feet.
Damn.
Plasmoid feet. Tricren feet.
Dude, we missed out on slime feet.
Hadozi feet. Yep. Plasmoid feet. Yeah.
Anyway, there was one other topic.
Yeah,
there was.
Sports. I told you.
No, it's not sports.